Hello, good morning, class. Yes, today we are going to study about solid waste management. Yes, and by the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to define solid waste management. Yes, and then the second objective is state the sources of solid waste. The third objective will be explain the main effects of solid waste management. So they explain the main effects of solid waste. Yes, and then we are going to now look at the introduction part of it. That is the definition. What is solid waste management? Yeah, solid waste management is the collecting, treating, and disposing of solid material that is discarded because it has served its purpose or is no longer useful. The second objective will be solid waste. That's the second definition. Yeah, solid waste now, the second tab that you are going to define that solid waste. Solid waste refers to the range of garbage material arising from animals, human activities that are discarded and unwanted. Yes, and unwanted and useless. So we have several sources of solid waste. Yes, we can just list some of them. We have, for example, we have household waste, we have construction waste, we have industrial waste. We have so many sources of waste. For example, from our household, we get organic, we get, that is, for example, the kitchen. Yeah, we have the wastewater that we get from our houses. Yes, we also have plastics, we have polythenes, we have even old clothes. Yes, we also have from the construction, we know we have, for example, the bricks, concrete, plastic, timber, soil, rocks, yeah, glasses, so many things that we get during the construction that is not useful. These sources of, for example, from the construction side, the waste are those that have not been used now. For example, there's more bricks that they have cut, now they become waste. Yes. Yes, we have from the industrial. We have from the industrial, we get so many things. We get chemicals, we get the water, the dirty water, that's wastewater that they release. We get, for example, the reduces from the low products. Yes. Oil, we also have sources of use the oil as, for example, mostly in the garages. Yes, and also industries release excess oil. Yes, those are some of them. Here we can see we have a diagram. This diagram shows the some of the sources of waste management. Here we can see here we also have mining. Here is also sources of waste. We have agriculture. Yes, we from agriculture we know get pesticides. Yeah, and industries we say the remains. Yeah, we can see from this diagram, we can see clothes, we can see polythenes, yeah, and so many other things. Household, we said we have the municipal solid waste. We also have so many things from the household, kitchen, old things, brackets, yeah. We also have wastewater. Yeah, these are samples. Now, for example, now when we come to the effects of solid waste, impacts on human health, effects of solid waste has a lot of impacts on the environment. Yeah, since we are environmental students, we are going to focus mostly on the environment part of it. But now, this solid waste has a lot of impact on the human health. For example, we have a pit there that is very open. We get a lot of odor from it. We get a lot of insects, that the flies that come, yeah, and stay there. They also come to the house. If they land on food now, if you a human being consumes, you get infected. We have this waste also causes a lot of dust and littering around the compound, making it so untidy. Even the towns, when you see the towns, they don't have this designated dumping sites or where they dispose their waste. The town becomes so messy. Yeah, so these are some of the effects of solid waste. We have environmental pollution. For example, we can say like, for example, the solid waste has a lot of impact on the, if for example we have it outside there. Yeah, it's, if for example that place where the, yeah, it has a lot of environmental pollution. That's solid waste. Like also even the odor itself, it's Yeah, from the solid or ground. For example, if there's some solid waste, if they are just stored on the ground, they can just interfere, they kill the microorganisms that stay in the soil. Yeah, also water pollution. Some of these things, if they're just thrown into the water, they pollute the water since they are dirty, and this causes a lot of harm to the environment. So, as we've learned today, as we said from our objective, by the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to define what solid waste management is. Yes, welcome. I can see Dolphin Moraha, Dolphin Moraha. Yes, Dolphin Moraha, welcome. Yes, we are on with our lesson. So we just concluding our lesson. Yes, by the end of the study, the learner we said should be able to define what solid waste is, state the sources of solid waste, manage solid waste. Yeah, we also said, but by the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to explain the main effects of solid waste. As we've learned, we've seen solid waste is those things that have been discarded as useless after some activity has been done. For example, you are doing some activity, maybe you are making some food. So when you put, maybe you are making your Irish potatoes, the peels, this is what we call waste. Since now you are going only to put the Irish itself in the in the cooking place, now this that remains is what we call waste, that is going to be disposed. For example, you are packing, maybe you are eating bread. Now, if you after you've consumed the bread, the carrying bag of bread, that polythene bag or whatever the bread has been covered with, that is what we call waste. Now, we were trying to see how the sources of these wastes. So we've seen, for example, from the household. That's what I have told you. That comes from the kitchen or the household, you can say, where we have those peels as kitchen refuses, those polythene bags, yes, and so many other waste. We've seen now the effects of this. Now, if we dump this paper outside there, or the peels of Irish potato, if they stay there, they rot. After rotting, they they start making some bad smell. Yes, that will affect the environment. This also, if the insects go there to feed on those other wastes, like the foods like ugali, they come to feed. If they just come again to the house and land on food that has been consumed by someone, they cause some infections to that person that may make that person to have some complications. Yes, so we can try to mitigate these things by trying to see and look for better sustainable ways of managing these wastes. Yes, we can just be collecting them maybe in dustbins which are closed. Yes, and in these dustbins, it should be able to be segregated from dry waste, organic waste. Yes, these hazardous waste should be separated so that they can be collected and taken to a designated dumping site where the waste can be disposed properly. If there's something that can be recycled, they can be recycled. Yes, those that need to be incinerated, they be incinerated. Yes. Thank you for our class. If there's any question, you can just indicate on the chat box. Yes, thank you. Have a blessed day. Yes, have a blessed day.